Hi guys, I just wanted to show you in person how you would calculate your child's speed, accuracy, and comprehension using the do-it-yourself task that I provided in my blog. So I am using stories from the Imagine That series done by the Visualizing and Verbalizing program by Linda Mood Bell. So on my blog I have stories that you can use for each grade level, grade 2nd through 6th, and this is an example of one of the 2nd grade ones. So first things first, to do your child's rate of reading, as I mentioned, you measure this in words per minute. So this story here has 40 words in it. Normally you would have to count, but on many of the different stories that I uploaded onto this blog, they already have the number on there. I don't know if you can see that, but it says 40 words in this story. So what you would do is you would take a timer. I usually use my phone, and you would start timing the minute they start reading all the way to the very last word. Even if they get stuck on words or they take a while to sound a couple out, don't stop the timer. Let it run the entire time and from start to finish. So once you have that time, make sure you convert it into seconds. So for example, a 2-minute time would be 120 seconds. So in this case, we've got 40 words in this story. So I would do the 40 words times 60 divided by the number of seconds it took my child to read the story. So say it takes them 40 seconds to read the story, then you would do 40, because that's the number of words in the story, times 60, divided by the number of seconds, which is 40. So their speed would be 60 words per minute. And I have a chart on that blog that tells you where exactly your child should be in terms of their rate of speed, and then how fast they should be reading for each grade level. So if your child is lower than that, then you know that they might need some assistance in this area. The second area you can assess is the accuracy. So for that one, what you will be doing is looking at the number of words they are able to read correctly on their own. So a lot of times what I'll count as an error is a word it takes them longer than 10 seconds to sound out on their own, a word that you have to provide to them, so words that they can't sound out, or words that they pronounce incorrectly. So what I like to do is I like to make a copy for myself and a copy for the student, so that way you can follow along as they're reading, and then you can just make crosses off the words where you know that they had some difficulty sounding it out or pronouncing it. So after you get all the way through the story, what you can do is you take the number of words they got correct divided by the number of words in the story. So say your child got 30 of the words correct without any assistance from you. The other 10 they either pronounced incorrectly or you had to provide the word. So then you would take 30 divided by 40, and that would give you a score of 0.75. And to convert that into a percentage, you would times that by 100. So that would be 75%. So for the benchmark on the accuracy score, you want to try to get them to the 95% level using an age level group, or a grade level book. So that is how you go through the accuracy. And then the last component here is the comprehension. So for this one, each of these stories usually has about 5 comprehension questions on here. If they are able to give you a correct response or something that is along the lines of correct response that you think would be an appropriate response to accept, then you would give them a plus. So if they get all of them correct, that would be 100%. If they miss one, it would be 80%, 2 would be 60%, and so on. Your goal for this one is to get them at 90% or higher. So ideally, when there's only 5 comprehension questions, then you want them to get all of them correct for a grade level story. So if you go through all of this assessment and you find there's a certain area that your child is having some difficulty in, feel free to give us a call. We'd be happy to give you some different strategies or determine whether or not further assessment might be needed. But overall, we just wanted you guys to have the tools to be able to assess that on your own at home, and feel free to contact us with any questions. Thanks.